I'm sure we are on. I believe we are on. So, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are. This actually is being recorded on Zoom as well as audio. So, some of you might be seeing this, some others would be listening to it. But this is as special as it gets. This is not your regular old show because I have a fantastic guest with me. For those of you who can see, you already know who it is. For those of you who are listening, I guess you have no clue. Look at him. I call him Monfils, and he's a household name. So if I mention his name, DJ Skeeper, everybody I'm sure is going, yay, we're in for something wonderful. So there he is. We call him DJ Skeeper. But you know what? On this edition of the Musings show on Vosaworld Radio, of course, you know this is EGBE MBIWAN MONJIMBO coming to you as usual on Saturdays. On this particular show, it's not so much DJ Skeeper that I want to present, it's the man behind that name. So I'll start by asking him, you were not born DJ Skeeper, that's not what is on your birth certificate, is it?
Definitely not. I was born Jerry CLEO TAMFOR.
All right, and where was that you were born?
Where was I born? I was born in Bamenda.
Okay, and you know why I'm asking? Because, okay, born in Bamenda, but I know that you have a fantastic mastery of French. Is that from learning it in primary school?
No, I was my parents. I'm actually from the Western Province, which is I'm a Bamileke boy. So I grew up with an entirely French-speaking mother and an English-speaking father.
You see that, so you are the bilinguisme right there from the get-go.
Yep.
Right from the cradle, you're exposed to both. That explains a lot of things because I call you Monfils. Many times we go back and forth in French and in English, and I'd always wondered. So you went to school though in the Northwest Province, right there in Bamenda?
Yes, I went to. I started in Big Mancon. Went from there to PNU Bamenda for my primary education, and then later on I went to Sacred Heart College.
So
7 years.
You're a proud Shesan.
I'm a proud Shesan, and then yes, and
I
then
knew
from there.
you know how I know you had to have gone to primary school in Anglophone Cameroon, because you know those songs you sing, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you catch a fish alive? Those are not
Yes.
songs you know except you went to school in an Anglophone context.
Yes, I went to. My education was strictly English speaking, so that kind of pushed me out of my French a little bit. But I grew up speaking French with
Yes.
my mom, so
There you go. That explains it.
University of Boya to add to my educational background. University of Boya all my years, and then later on moved back to Douala, where I tried to do a master's, and music just took over from there, and I couldn't complete.
Okay, now you've actually run ahead of me and asked and got to where I was going to ask you, when did you become DJ Skeeper?
I became DJ Skeeper in, you know what? Funny enough, I became DJ Skeeper in 2007. More in Cameroon, where I was already a very known. I don't want to throw too much flowers, but in Cameroon, where I was a known person in the music industry, people still call me Jerry CLEO. That's why I kept that name, Jerry CLEO. Of course, it's my original name. So I became DJ Skeeper when I brought out that song, which you just, Dembolo Lucy, because in that song I was referring to myself as DJ Skeeper.
Right.
Well, to be honest, perfectly honest, there's two DJ Skeepers when you look at it. I had a DJ who was my DJ. We would call ourselves Skippers.
I see.
You know, we were at a trade fair and I was on the piano. He was on the deck at the time. So we were skipping between live music and, you know,
and
that's how
turntable.
they called us DJ Skippers, you know.
You'd skip
Because
from
we
one to the
used to
other.
skip from one instrument to the other.
Interesting, because you know I never knew that.
Yes, many people don't know. That's it brought controversy in the past where people got confused. Who is Skipper? Who is Skipper? So he had to add DJ Skipper Pro Entertainment, and I just kept DJ Skipper, which is on my T-shirt.
Right there. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that. You see, and the thing about DJ Skeeper that some people don't know, because the people who have met you, who know you, are just used to seeing you behind the keyboards with the headphones on and playing. Some people don't know that you are actually, let me read the things as I wrote them down to that describe you, and you tell me if I'm missing one of them. It says
Okay.
instrumentalist, vocalist,
Yes.
singer,
Yes.
songwriter,
Yes.
live performer, which is,
Right.
you see, and that is very rare. That is very rare. Because you have some people who, no, they don't sing. They are good at getting good music together, and they're doing the thing there, and it's the DJ, that's it. They collect good music, put it together, and play it, and then say a few things, animation kind of thing.
Atalaku.
There it is. But then you compose your own music when you want to, interpret other people's pieces, and I've seen the wide range. Maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, we had that memorial thing for Dr. Hopt here, and Mr. and Mrs. Hand, who are some missionaries who are in their late 70s, early 80s. You played songs for them that could not have been, that I don't think even your own parents or grandparents were born when those songs were out for your age, because you're a young man, and they were singing along and just enjoying it. That's so your repertoire is wide. Your knowledge of music is vast. And you're just a master of that keyboard you're sitting in front of right there. I know some people are sitting there in the house and saying, can she just shut up and let him even play something a little bit for them to hear? So just go ahead and play something, just a little interlude for them.
Okay.
They're dying to hear it, I know.
Yes. Yeah. Excuse my voice. It's always cracked. You know, I came from church this morning, but yeah, I still got it in me.
Louis Armstrong made a fortune out of a cracked voice.
Oh, nice. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. So now that you talk about Louis Armstrong, just brought it out at Randai.
Okay.
Maybe we do a little Louis Armstrong. Let me see if that voice will lead it. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, pretty in the sky, of the little faces, children passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we needed that kind of song right about now, because most of us look at this world and don't think it's a wonderful world anymore with the pandemic raging here and there, walking around in our masks and stuff. We needed that reminder that it is a wonderful world after everything. And talking about storms raging, I was saying people just know the DJ. He's always upbeat. It's always cracking jokes. We're always laughing. But I happen to know a little something about you, and I know you've had a rough year and a bit. Losing people who are close to you. I know you're a man picking, so you can take it, and I'm going to bring that up because it's important to us to talk about things like that. I know you've lost a grandmother, you've lost your mother, you've lost your sister. All in the space of how much time?
Yeah, and it happened all in what, 5 months and some change.
Right.
So
that's a lot. So I want to take the opportunity right now to just extend my condolences. I know you went to Cameroon for that. It's not easy because no matter how, I'm of the kind, the school that says, you know what they say, I said the man became you buried. I've told my own son, if it hurts you and it pains you, Papa, go ahead and cry. You cannot bottle that much up inside because it's like we expect them to be strong. And I don't mean roll on the floor, say, Mama, me, this one, that, and you throw it about sun on your head and kind of stuff. But I know it's painful and there needs to be an outlet for that pain. Did you see that music helped you go through it? Did your music in any way help you go through the grief?
you know what? Tell you a little story. When my sister passed, it was May 10th, which was Mother's Day in America. And I had a Mother's Day show all scheduled on, because I went virtual when the pandemic got a little out of hand.
Right. You're one of
I
the
went
first
virtual just to, encourage somebody out there. So I had planned a show, and that's how I know that music has taken me through stuff. I planned the show on that same day, which was supposed to be on, I think, Central Time, 3 p.m. Guess what? Central Time, 3 a.m., my sister died.
Oh, wow.
So I was told the news at about 4. I didn't go to sleep. I could not sleep. I sobbed. I bashed the wall. I did everything. I was angry. But when I went to bed, I felt like, I wanted to, cancel the show. I was already building a fan club on Facebook of about 17,000 viewers.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, what should I do? Cancel this show? But in a little sleep that I had, my sister came to me and said, don't cancel your show. Because if you cancel this show, it's going to hurt you more.
Right.
So I went on and did that show, and it was great. I mean, people came on there. To me, I feel like that was the highest closure I had, because I had people crying with me. Right. I had my fans there. That was like my own cry die, personally.
Right.
Yeah.
Let it out. Let it out. And people can understand and feel your pain and grieve with you. For me, the worst thing to do is to close up and stay there. That will eat you up on the inside. Yes, and then you've pulled through. They will always be on your cell phone. When I call, the pictures that you have there, that's pictures of them. So you'll always have them with you. So it's going to be all right. You've bounced back the best you can. Another name I've heard people call you though is Tanyi. Okay, I know you're not a Bayangi, but you told us you're a Bamileke guy, so it's not Tanyi, Tanyi, like Tanyi from Manfi. Why do you have that title? Because I know it's a title.
Yes, I am a proud father of 2 10-year-old boys. Yeah, that's basically why I have that title. My kids were born January 10th of 2011, so that's exactly 10 years ago, and we just had their birthday on January 10th, about 2 months ago. So yeah, that's where I got the Bamileke. Still associate, they still Tanyi the thing, but maybe they just, instead of the I, they put an E.
E, correct, correct. That's the thing. And they're identical, right?
Well,
Fraternal.
to me they are fraternal, but many people still think they're identical.
Cannot tell one from the other.
Yes, I mean, I can tell, but I think my kids are more of fraternal. Just to be honest, they are fraternal. One, they always say one has my face and one has his mom's face. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that is cool. Those are things about you that people don't know, except they've seen you happen to be with them. Because I've been to one occasion where I had a cousin that turned 60 in Louisiana, and you had them with you. Do you think now let us go to the Nikom Baraga side of things, where he told his father, I want play na music, I go play, pararam pam pam, then na music be my business, and Papa didn't seem to be very keen on it. Let me ask you, how did your parents take it that you want to do music? You'd been to school, Sacred Heart, people get 11 papers out of it, they go to Boya University and that kind of thing, and you are like, I'm going to do this DJ thing. How did they react?
Okay, my late mom was, when I started doing music, of course, my dad was always a busy man. Dad has always been a businessman. He was so about business. All he did was pay the school fees. And yeah, but my late mom had a lot of attention to us, her children. She would pay attention. So she came from a place where she had seen a cousin being poisoned in the musical environment. So she didn't take my music lying down in the beginning. She was like, you can do it as a priest, you can do it as a reverend, as a liturgy, man of God. Well, as a clergy, let me not say liturgy. You can do that as, praise God. Because she knew that in that sphere, there will be less jealousy.
Right.
But she knew the strength I had. I would say that. She always told me, you always want to do everything at the same time, and that's what you're going to do with music. Which might just make me add DJ to your list that you gave me. which might also make me ad producer, which might make me ad spot creator, adverts, radio host, whatever you want to say.
And the thing is, I do know some of what you're saying there, because DJ, I mean, that's the one I took as for granted. Salava Sound. It's like, duh, that's what your
Yeah.
name is, that's really who you are. I was trying to call the other ones. But the whole thing about spot producer, I know of that very well, because I am a member of the Cigarettes Trans Global Alliance. And our
Yep.
song, the song that we have, the jingle for Star, you composed beautiful songs, such a catchy tune. So I know you do that. That's something that many people may not know. In fact, I should have cued that song so that people could listen to it. Those who don't know it could have listened to it. Beautiful. It's a gift you've got. God has clearly blessed you with it. The voice, that's your thing. You breathe, live, eat, sleep right around that microphone of yours, and you do a fine job of it. And my reason for having you here is to make sure if there's anybody on the planet who still doesn't know about DJ Skeeper, who still hasn't heard him sing, hasn't seen him perform, that they would get to know about him right there, because you've got the talent.
Thank you
No
so
doubt-
much.
No
Thank
doubt
you.
about it. That's for sure. It's a gift. Then I was going to ask. Let me continue the Nikombaga thing. Now,
My
in one of the
parents.
boys, they are named after like the gospel, is it
Matthew and Mark.
Yes. Was that really why you named them that way? I think about them when I hear Matthew and Mark. I think you're doing like the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah. Matthew and Mark, that was a name that just came. We wanted my kids to have religious names.
Right.
I was born a Catholic. I went to a Catholic school. Maybe I have played in many churches, and people might think, but I was born, raised a Catholic. So I'm a Christian man. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So yeah, Matthew and Mark was basically from I'm a God-fearing man,
I know.
and I don't want to derail from the originality of where I come from, where I've grown, where I've been. My piano, one of the greatest places where I got my skill was Sacred Heart College,
Right.
and I was the church prefect. I was a sacristan. I started preparing Bible studies way back, started preparing the gospel for the sermon. Those were things I did. So when I came to picking a name, it wasn't hard. It was
go
straight.
right
I kept it easy. Matthew and Mark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means if life continues, we may have Luke and John.
Well, if babysitting becomes cheap in America, then
Luke and John might just show up.
Luke and John might come, because I love children. I'm not going to say I'm done.
Yeah.
I love kids. I have done projects with kids. I have done songs with kids. So I don't think I'm done, but if the babysitting and the cost of handling them becomes cheaper,
then Luke and John may come right there.
and well, let's just say if God blesses me with more kids,
That's
because
right. That's
I
right.
don't think when Matthew and Mark were born, I didn't have money for babysitting. So
Either. Yes.
yeah, so I shouldn't speak some funny.
No. It's all in God's hands, and he'll make a way if that's what he wants for your life.
Awesome. Yes, that's what he wants.
And then now, what would your reaction be if either Matthew or Mark said, I want to go into music? They're going to school, of course. They're going to go to regular school, get their degrees and stuff, and then one of them or both of them come and say, I want to do music. What would your reaction be?
You know what? Let me link it to my parents. When I got to a point where I started playing music, I was going out to the cabarets, as we call them in Cameroon,
Right.
the clubs. My mom got really pissed.
I know.
She got
So
really
when
offended.
She wanted you to be a priest, then you're going to the
Yeah.
cabaret. That's not about to please her, I can imagine.
Yes. So I always thought a priest is not declared and pronounced by man, it's by God. You get the calling.
Yes.
So my mom was not happy. But, the day I paid my mom's first jangi with my little paycheck I got from a cabaret, that's when she started being like, oh, this thing, I came back home with a lot of money. I mean, according to my Cameroonian level, I got independent pretty early. Which parent doesn't want that? I started paying my own school fees when I was in lower seat.
You see.
So Yeah, how many people pay their school fees in Lower City?
Enough, then you are pretty much a Nikumbraga kind of person because that's what that song says. You
Yep.
don't reach 2 months again. I buy my mama, my papa, I give my papa big money. Then he say, bring the car. He says, now who get that car? He said, the car is my car. Then he say, aha, they wonder. You see, it is the same kind of story. And I'll tell you what my experience has generally been. We in the Anglophone part of Cameroon, we tended to be much more one track. Somebody needs to be, you send them to school, doctor, lawyer, I don't know, pharmacist, blah, blah, blah. That's what they needed to be. If you notice, Sacred Heart may have even been a little different, especially the younger, later on. But we just knew that somebody's child wants to go and be a band boy. That's what we call them, a band boy.
Band boy.
It is cause for somebody's mother to roll on the floor and say, see, my friend, they're picking them. They don't go over
doctor.
to be so as doctor. You say you
A
want to
lawyer,
play
an engineer.
Exactly. You say you go play music. We didn't quite understand. But look at the world out here. Hollywood is full of who? The artists. That's
Yep.
a decent living. While the same, not that doctors are not making a good amount of money, but let me say, for example, teachers who were there, wow, sir, and everything then Cameroon, how much do teachers make here? And even when we used to look down, even in the college or secondary school setting, we used to say, you go to a technical school.
Yep.
And look at people who are going to Ombe or going to the school for electrical engineering and that kind of a thing and say, that's not the school, not grammar school you had to go to. But come on out here. A plumber, a mechanic, those kinds of people are the ones that could make good, decent money. It was just a mind shift, the way we were kind of raised, and it took our parents a while to adjust to the fact that that same calling that a person has to be a priest, you can have your own calling in music. And it's going to be a very sad thing for you to sit down there, they're going, all rise, you're there in the court with those robes, and inside of you, you're really a musician.
It will be crazy. It will be crazy.
Yes. You will survive, you will make a paycheck, but you may not really feel fulfilled. The same way I see you now lighting up when you touch those keyboard things.
I was just like my machine, you know.
I can tell.
When the other day I was walking because I've started a diet.
I was going to get there. You brought it up, so go right ahead.
I'm linking because we understand where I mean. I was walking in the neighborhood in Houston, and I saw the house of Yolanda Adams.
The gospel artist, for those who don't know who that is.
Yes. They told me that she had this house when she was a teacher. So when I have seen her original house before.
Yeah.
Well, she has houses everywhere, but I got to see the house in Atlanta. And then I got to see the house in Hollywood, in California. So I was like, teacher, musician, gospel artist. And I was like, what you're saying is we are not telling our children. I think we've gotten to that point where every child needs to follow their calling. If they make mistake, it can live for their back. You know, it's them. But for me, I think I got this a while back. When I was still young, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And that is, you know, that is as difficult as pronouncing, your sexuality.
Right.
It might be that difficult because I've been locked out of the house before.
Right.
My mom shut the door on me and said, we'll say you come out. You're not getting in this house.
Right.
I told you not to go there and you went. So
Yes.
stuff like that. I'm just going to the Nikombarga and bringing it to today.
Right. Right. And
it's been a tough
see,
ride.
You don't want to, and I know you don't want to blame them. That's also what they know.
Yes.
That's also what they have been said. You're just like anti the thing you don't want to hear. There's some people who have done that. Hey, for even marriages, you want to go marry who? Different country. You know we call country in this thing, not that it's country like Nigeria even, no. It's a different country, meaning between Bali and Mancon. Yeah?
Yes.
Between
different
Bakosi
country,
and Bayangi right there nearby in a different country. Hey, but not be top person.
You are right.
And now we've gotten to a point where, okay, our children are born here. You think they're going to be marrying this Bakosi girl? Where are they even seeing the Bakosi girl? They're likely to go get them the Michiko from Japan, come up with little, I don't know who, from someplace else, how you go do? So you see, it helps us as life evolves. Many of those mind shifts have to happen. We have to be more broad-minded and really let our kids try to do what it is that they may want to excel at within reason. We can guide them. But we really need to let them go where it is that they want to go. So I'm guessing
that answers the question.
yes.
Yeah, that answers the
My
question.
is,
For a guy like me, if Matthew comes up and says, Matthew can already sing. Matthew has some songs on YouTube. He has done his own covers. He has a song on YouTube, a cover he did for Davido. So Matthew pretty much is
well on
pushing.
his way.
Yeah, he's on his way. I have performed with Matthew on stage before. He has come and picked the mic, and even when his grandmother passed, he took the mic and he sang. So
Awesome.
yeah, I mean,
You talked about YouTube, and don't think I did not notice what is on your T-shirt right there. You were showing the DJ Skeeper, but I see it says Gidem on it.
Gidem,
I'm
yes.
wondering, Gidem, what is that? Is that G Gidem, that old voice of the cross? Are you old enough to know? You know all kinds of music. Do you remember some gospel group called Voice of the Cross? So there were some two guys, Nigerian guys, Voice of the Cross.
Hey, I was young.
I don't think you were
I
even
was very
born.
young.
I don't think you were even born when those people came. They used to sing those "Glory be to God in the highest." You don't know.
Hallelujah.
Yes, you know the song. Just I didn't realize that it was them. That's cool. They had a song called "Jiggy Dem." That's Igbo. So maybe some people are looking at it and saying, "Is that the Jiggy Dem thing?" No, that it's not. It is Gidem. It is tell us about it. What is the Gidem thing about? Before I go to try to find it on my computer right here and cue it and play it.
Gidem is simple. When my last year was tough, is my song. I have a song which I just released I'm thinking 2-3 weeks ago, called Gidem. Gidem is like the pigeon. Gidem in English, gift them. In French, donne-les. You know. It was the song that I picked to mourn my parents, my loss. And surprising, it's gotten too much attention. If you listen to the song, which, you might play it before I perform it later.
Let me finish giving that introduction. I'm going to find it here and play it. Even though I know my way too well around all of this stuff, I'm going to figure out a way to play not just the song, but let people watch that video because it's fantastic. You're going to tell me where you got all those orange cars from, but just go on.
Yes, Gidem is just a song that says, anytime people feel that DJ Skeeper is down, I'm going to give them, because that was just the message of the song. And the second verse, strange enough, was written by my late sister, so we had a song. I changed some stuff, but I took that verse from one message she has sent to me and put it in the song. So
what's a way to immortalize her?
Yes, I did a song for my mother. Many people have seen that song. I have a YouTube song. I think it's I Love You Mama. I did it for my mom. But my sister, I had no official song for her. So I just needed to use my second verse of Gidem to mention her and pay her tribute.
All right. You all bear with me. I'm going to try to find that song and cue it so we can listen to it. I should be trying to share my screen right here. I think this is it that I see.
Yep.
Let's hit that share button.
There
Okay, do you see? You see? I'm becoming a little pro at things too. Let me hit this. Can you still see?
I can still see, and then you
Let me
have
hit the
to.
play button and it better come on up. Okay, there we go.
Skeeper, the gold finger. Tell him say me a still day. Trust the Lord that is still pray. I too faithful, I know they fail. Papa God they elevate me, I go de heal. Le bon Dieu il m'a sauvé. Grâce à ma foi je suis monté. Je ne mourrai pas, je vivrai. Car la droite de l'Éternel est élevée. Put my music on a replay. God go bless you my DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't they fail, we go give them. Say put my music on a replay. God go bless you my DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't they fail, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we don't still there, we go give them. try to put me down. My God says, see this clown. Smile for my face, knife for my back. Now God, they give me crown. Like that woman where he be touched Jesus gown. Sick for his back, health for his face. DJ give me sound. Put my music on the replay. God go bless you, my DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't the fail, we go give them. Say, put my music on the replay. God go bless you, my DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't the fail, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we know still there, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we know they pray, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we don't the fail, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we know they hell, we go give them. I no get time for story. As the devil say make you pass on my back. Now God they fight my battle. And the thing where you give me, now I go give them. Anytime they feel say we know still there, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we know they pray, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we don't fail, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we know they hell, we go give them. We go give them more. We go give them. We go give them more. We go give them. We go give them more. We go give them. We go give them more. We go give them.
Oh wow, that was really something. Are we back? Are we back on? Yeah.
Yep.
I
We are
don't want
back.
to start with that. I looked at it and I just, you see, it's packed with so much action going on. I'm trying to notice because I like to pay attention to detail. By the time I'm looking at the lady doing the lights thing, then I'm trying to count the number of necklaces on your neck there. Then I'm trying to look at the lights of the car flashing. What a production! Who told this story? Who produced this?
His name is simply I would give credit to one particular person. His name is Muna Tembi of TM Source. He's a Cameroonian actually, but he works hand in hand with some other producers. But he is the brain. He is the idea behind. We worked together on some shots because if you notice, all those shots were not done in one location. There's some
Definitely not.
shots. Some shots were in Louisiana, somewhere in Dubai. You can notice.
I can see the clear desert.
Yep.
Then you go
Yep.
see the ocean there too.
Yep.
And I'm going, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Some production taken there in that's a masterpiece.
Thank
So
you.
for me, the sound quality is fantastic. It's a movie. It's a
Thank
movie
you so
that you
much.
see there. Then you're sharp. You're sharp. You're not playing. You're not playing there with that polka dot thing. In fact, I saw that. I said, "Hey, don't I have a dress that has some polka dots? I need to go bring my polka dot thing one of these days out there." But it is well done. It is well
Thank
done.
you.
If you say
Thank
beautiful
you.
thing, something fine, talk say fine.
I swear to
No.
God.
So I saw where you said you're talking about the part. Was your sister trying to encourage you? Was it the time when you were? Because you said the second verse. What is that? Do you want to just play that particular second verse so we hear what it was? That
Yeah. So she was saying, she was like, them try to put me down. My God says, see this clown. Smile for my face, knife for my back. Now God they give me crown. Like that woman where he be touched Jesus gown. Sick for his back, health for his face. DJ give his sound. Put my music on the replay. That particular line was written by my sister because my sister, she was health-wise. She had some health challenges, and people would always try to use it as an advantage. Well, what I say is, people use it. She felt like some people used her challenges against her, I mean,
Try to
I don't
take
want to.
advantage. Try to take advantage.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if she was sick and could not attend a meeting, they would put her down for that. If she was sick and she could not do this, if she was, they would quickly try to replace her in everything she did, trying to make her, That's why she said, them try to put me down. My God says, see this clown. Smile for my face. So people will come and smile to her face. Knife for my back. Now God, they give me crown. Like that woman where, because she was very a believer. So she said, like that woman where he be touched Jesus he gown. Sick be go for a back, health for a face. DJ Skeeper give me sound. That's exactly what she wrote.
Yes.
Whenever she was down, she would use that verse and tell me, hey DJ, keep giving me music, because she was my number one fan. When I went,
let me correct that part, use of the past tense. Let the teacher come and correct the use of the past tense. You say she was, she still is.
She still is, yes.
Still
She is my number one fan. I don't think I've gotten anybody support me as much as Regine. That name Regine resonated when I did my. She's that type of person who would go to the how it is challenging internet in Cameroon.
Yes.
She doesn't mind to buy internet for 20,000 just to watch my one Facebook show, to get her data to the most, enhanced data to watch my performance.
Right.
So
you see, that should go be the wind beneath your wings. You think about her and say, what would she want from me? She'd want to see you just go further and further and further. That's what you think about, and you keep going, because she's going to be there with you, for you, and you have a good reason to want to keep going and make sure that you fulfill that dream. And you see, it's showing. You said you're a believer. It shows in the song. It comes out. You said, "Je prie le bon Dieu." It is there. When you're that kind of person, it peeps out. You cannot help talk for a number of minutes or sing for an amount of time without putting those things in there, without a petit clin d'oeil, a little wink at what it is that is your faith. So for your mom as well, you've combined the two.
Yep, give them.
Yes.
My mom and my sister is them, actually.
Exactly.
Give them.
Exactly.
I gave it to everybody, even including those two, the three that they took from me, with that God called to his side. I'm still giving them in heaven.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, you've done them proud. You've done us proud too. But the next thing I'm going to go, because that's part of the reason why you're on this show, is to say, how does somebody get to book DJ Skeeper for a performance, a gig? How did they contact you?
I have always been very open with my information. They could contact me through you. Contact me to anybody who calls the name DJ Skeeper has my number.
Right.
Has my information. But officially, I give my number like ABC, because some people prefer to call.
Right.
I've seen people try to reach out to me through other people, and they were like, we won't call you directly. My number is simple: 281-854-5859. Simple. If you're in America, reach out to me with that number: 281-854-5859. If you are in anywhere else, Facebook, you see me for they reach out to me. It's
so just tell them exactly what it is that the name is on Facebook, because I know there's a Jerry CLEO in there.
Yes, I put all my names so that if you are looking for one, you'll find, because when I put only DJ Skeeper, it was hard for people to find.
Right.
So I added Jerry CLEO, because back in Cameroon they know me as Jerry. So Jerry CLEO, DJ Skeeper.
It's the reverse here. People don't know the Jerry CLEO name, so they may go see the Jerry CLEO, say no, be that one, and you find DJ Skeeper. So it's good to say that, so they know that if they see Jerry CLEO,
and see the way my Skeeper is spelled. For those, it's not a regular skipper, it's Skeeper, like double E.
Skeeper.
Yes.
So what are your plans for the nearest future? What do you plan on doing? Just keep with this? Are you going to now go into just like producing music more, like the YouTubes, and going to places to perform? Where are you going?
Well, I will play music till I can't play no more. I think when I say that, I mean every word of it. Music has been good to me. I have gotten degrees and licenses, and they still did not give me that satisfaction.
Okay. When en passant, as you just said that, degrees and licenses, what do you do? Is this it? Like when you get up on Monday morning, you play, there's no party, so what happens? What does DJ Skeeper do tomorrow, Monday morning? What happens on Monday morning?
On a regular basis, okay, when I would wake up tomorrow morning, I would get on my computer and do some correspondence, which I am a DBA.
You see, that's what I want people to know too. What's
Yes.
DBA?
DBA is database analyst, database administration. I mean, some people have various names for it. We are all those. I don't want to call myself a Yahoo boy, as Niger people say. I work on the computer. I produce. I have a lot of work that I'm producing for other musicians. I participate in production either by video or audio quality. People send their songs to me to play. That's my musical career. But I know people know me still in the health section. I am a nurse. Sometimes I pick up shifts. I love to help people. I did nursing because I wanted to help people. I have integrated my music in the nursing career because I still sing and volunteer for those in the nursing homes. I still go and perform for them. So
imagine how wonderful that makes them feel.
Yes. Oh, I do music therapy. They have called me in certain places to come and talk to people who did not want to hear anything else but music. So when you say I'm diversified, you remember for Dr. Hopt, I could have those other people from England.
Yes, you went beyond take a message to Mary. He was almost courting his wife from scratch again there. They sat in their living room holding hands and singing to what you were, to the songs that you were singing, which those of us were like, where did he know this kind of stuff from? I can imagine it just what it would do for people at that age, because music is therapy. Music is soothing. So when you go do that for them, yes,
powerful.
I can imagine how but I want people to know, because the people who are like, did he just say nurse? He's a nurse. Did he just say DBA? Because they're used to just saying DJ Skeeper behind the keyboard with a set of microphones, just doing the DJing. And part of what I was doing here is wanting people to know who the person behind the keyboard really is, even when he is not necessarily singing or playing on that keyboard. So you were saying you will keep doing music, so you see yourself in the next 5-10 years doing exactly this, or what?
In the next 5-10 years, yes, I'm going to school. Actually, I like education. I picked the medical field because I think that there is more to offer in that medical field. So I'm actually trying to get a bachelor's in my nursing, and then I have always liked to study. I hold a truck driver's license. I mean, I hold. I'm also, of course, I came to this country with a bachelor's in economics and accounting. So I have studied. I remember when I was in Secretariat in Upper Seat for the A-levels, some guy came to me and told me, when my classmates were studying, I was out there in the chapel or in the sacristy playing my piano. And they'll tell me, man, see, Secretariat always give 100%. Don't let us down. And I was like, yeah, I know, but look at me now. I'm
exactly.
That part of the bashing I've had in the music is my own classmates discouraging me from practicing. Coming to me and saying, hey, don't do this thing. Go read book. You go fade this GC. But I never let anything stop me. In the next 5-10 years, I hope to open a music industry in my country that will produce audio, video, and we'll have a live stage where my musicians can come and practice. I want to be Tyler Perry, if you know what I mean.
Wow, I know. I sure know.
I want to be Tyler Perry. I want to have everything Tyler Perry has. That is my role model. That's the person I look up to. I want to be Tyler Perry. I've said this before, and if you know Tyler Perry, then you know what I'm aiming at.
Oh, I definitely know, because that's somebody who made it. It was not necessarily the person who had everything given to him, worked hard, made it, and boy has he helped others, just given them employment, given them a chance, built an empire, and has turned around and just given back and given back and given back and provided those opportunities for people. I love him. I watch every media thing there is to watch, every single the have and the have-nots. I'm sitting there, even if I'm closing off in the evening, I'm watching. I have a lot of
Yep.
respect for him for that reason. There's him and there's Steve Harvey. I like what they have turned around and done for the black male, telling them you giving them a chance, giving people a chance. So that would be a wonderful thing to you're trying to do that for in Cameroon. I'm sure it will be very much appreciated, especially for people who whose parents may still not see that that is a viable option. Acting, it's even a little better now in your day. Acting, going to play music, no. Back then it was people in Cape Town in Kumba. Yeah, you're a band boy. You had to run away from home to go be a band boy. You could not be living in your parents' house to be what they used to call a band boy. Then you just band boy and Gary boy were synonymous.
Band boy, Gary boy, what have they not called me? They said this one,
Exactly.
you know, I've taken names. I've taken names. Yeah, Band boy, Cabarella.
Yeah.
There was the name Cabarella. And I'm like, that's not my name. Yeah, but you play in the cabaret. So I've taken MP10, MP20.
Oh lordy. But no, you see, you had your dream, you didn't let that any of that deter you, and look at where you are today. I mean, you're happy and doing what it is that you love to do.
I
And
am
it
happy,
shows.
most important. I am happy.
I can tell you, I do not know who those classmates of yours were, but I can tell you nobody knows their name the way Jerry CLEO, DJ Skeeper, is known. So whatever they are doing somewhere, God bless them, but I can guarantee you that they are not as well known across all the continents the way you are. Because you're always, before the pandemic hit, you're always on a plane to somewhere. I'm watching him. He says he's singing in the doing push-ups in the airport lounge and trying to go to some place, always getting there. If somebody hustles, if somebody works, if somebody earns every dime they make, you're looking at him. He hasn't sat there and had anything just thrown at him, given at him. He walks the sweat of his brow. That scripture, that's exactly what he has done. And you
Yep.
deserve every bit of success that you get. It is coming to you. You have earned it. Nobody threw it and gave it to you for free. You've worked and you've earned it. I don't know why sometimes I keep having this thing flick. I'm sorry for leaning forward. It was flickering a little bit.
Okay.
But, I want to just let you know that we are there. There's a whole bunch of us. My beau, as I call her, Marie Takusi Joe. It's even through her that I got to know you. We are all rooting for you, and we cannot wait to see you achieve every single one of those dreams. What's the last word you'd like to say, and then usher us out of this show?
I would like to say that I first of all have dreamed to have this moment with you, Maseka Pride. I remember when my second album came out, my second single, which was Feel Your Love.
Yes.
I wanted you and I to, you know, you've always written very interesting panaches for everything that comes out there. I've always dreamt of having a platform where you can talk about me and I can just sit and normally I wish I could just be quiet and just watch you, because you always have that right term, that right vocabulary to describe everything. And that has been a dream of mine. I think that I mean, chapeau to what you do. Show business wise, you have defied the odds of just an ordinary lady who likes parlement, if I put it that way, who likes to bring out news. Because for those who don't know, it's not only her, it's what we read when she writes. Go and read one of her, you know. And you know, that is we relate because that's a skill, that's a talent. That's a talent you might be, you know, you might be thinking that people don't notice, but I notice because we don't have a lot of this in our Cameroonian industry. We don't have people who come out there being in the teaching profession and putting out those, speaking like pure English and pure French and making somebody feel like you have to be intellectual in this conversation. You know, I cannot give you enough flowers. I can only say that may God bless you in what you're doing. The Dr. Hop show was just out of this world. For me, that has to be the best Zoom I've done.
Oh, I'm
So-
so glad to hear that, because it wouldn't have been anything like that except for you, Bendrix, Auntie Didi, Little Jordan, and all the people who came to watch it. Because we could have done all of that if nobody came to look at it. Then What good would it do? And I said it before, I'll say it now that you're sitting here. Look, Houston had just come through that 3 or 4 day ice storm, no water, no light. I wouldn't have been surprised if you all said, look, I can't do this. Oh, no, no, no. Both you and Bendrix kept your word. You said to me, if you have not heard from me by 10, it was supposed to start at 11. If you have not heard from me by 10 o'clock, call me. I called you at 10:15. Out of that bed he went, hit the shower, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at the time, where's DJ Skeeper? Next thing I know, he's there. You raised me up.
Yep.
Nobody would have guessed that the night before we were doing rehearsal, he was like, Mama, I'm listening with one ear, but I beg, I'm hungry, let me be eating. And you were eating there, your eru there and making us longer, but you were on it.
Yes, yes.
You were there on time when we needed you to be there, delivered. I have not seen one time when somebody said, we have called DJ Skeeper, and DJ Skeeper did not show up. When? It hasn't ever happened. And it has been a lot of these things that I happen to know of. You call him, he will show up, and he will deliver 100%. I haven't seen a place where somebody went and said, we found good, DJ Skeeper was there, oh, the show sucked, it was so boring. Never. Because you also have a sense of humor that is just out of this world. And your ability to go and this in primary school or in Pidgin, you can say the form song. You form it as you are going. You're sitting there playing and calling people's names. That really gets them.
Yeah, we cannot be too serious in life. We cannot be too serious.
You get them involved. People are just how many people were on that show that day? You are going as they're going from screen to screen, house to house. You say, "Hey, Bami, how?"
Yeah, we cannot be too serious. That was actually one of the last things I was going to say. Don't take these lives too seriously, because what we thought could not pay before is paying now.
It is.
And what we think is paying now might not pay tomorrow. So,
what has the pandemic not taught us?
yes.
Has this pandemic not taught us? You see, you had that big old thing there. They're like, go, you're working from home. Your suits and dry cleaners have gone out of business because you're taking things to them to dry clean. What suit are you wearing? We're all wearing something there, pajamas at the. It has really, if this COVID-19 pandemic thing hasn't helped somebody rethink their priorities, I don't know what else will help you do that. You see, even the ability to adapt. I've seen you, because at first I was like, oh my goodness, what are people like DJ Skeeper going to do if they're not having parties to go entertaining and things like that? But look at what you did. You started doing online things, and you'll go live, and that was good for you. And then people will come there and do the cash up thing, so you get something for your trouble. And then it was therapy for us who are sitting in the house for a solid week already. We could not wait for Saturday. Let DJ Skeeper be live. Let us come over there and sing along and try to get a chance to see other people out there. So I thank you for what you're doing. It's not just for you, it's for your community. You are part of so many communities, and I thank you for what you're doing. And it's going to be my prayer that just God gives you the strength to keep on do the Gidem thing, that and more. So Gidem. If you have not downloaded that song, you have not gone and liked it yet on YouTube, you did not know it was there. Now you know it's there. Is it available? I haven't done iTunes yet in a bit. It's there to
what we are doing is we started selling it on Boom's Play. That's a Cameroonian platform. It's coming to iTunes pretty soon. But right now you can listen to it on Amazon.
Okay.
But we are not selling yet. The reason being that my manager lost his dad when that song came out. So Franco, let me give him, you see Franco right there.
That's it there, yes.
Yes. He lost his father right when Gidem was out. So we had to pause the sales because we will not have accountability.
Right.
So he had to take care of that. Now he's, whenever he gets back, we are going to obviously get it on every platform.
Okay.
And watch out for the remix though. We are not done. Watch out for the remix coming up with a big name. I'll not tell you which country, but watch out for the remix. The remix is done with somebody that the whole world knows. I'm just saying.
I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper here, and then if that ends up being the person, I'll come and show you that piece of paper, and I'm going to put the date there.
Yes, write it down.
I've written it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters there, and then I'm going to put, what's today's date again? Like the 21st or something like that. so that if I end up being correct, I will say I know be talk.
Yes, watch out for the remix. I'm telling you guys, we have a lot of people actually applying to do the remix. I have people who have called me and say we love this song, and I'm saying let's do a remix. I have one in my own country, of course. Then another country.
Okay. Well, we cannot wait. Now you've kept us in suspense. We're waiting to see what that will be.
Yep.
And you and I can talk and talk. When we do make our phone calls, it goes an hour, goes even more than that.
Yep.
Talk and talk and talk. But this is a radio show, so we're going to have to conclude soon enough. And I'd like you to at least play some. I'm sure people will be yelling at me there. Why are they talking? Let him play his
I
video.
know.
So you just go ahead and play.
So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to mix some songs from many people don't know my songs. So I decided to come out here today and make them know my songs by force.
We'll go first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play my own songs, songs that I've written, So let people not sit home and say, "Hey, Skeeper, every day you come and interpret other people's songs." So let me.
That's what I want. This is what this show is supposed to be about.
So songs that I've written, they might include songs like. Can you hear me well? This is the first one. I went to the Mancon town. I see this beautiful girl. Say, "Mommy, come, I want marry you. I love you plenty, plenty." The girls start look at me from head to toe. Say, "You the grace for your hair." All of a sudden, the girl say, "I gonna marry you." That is love at first sight. And your sister is in this video. That is love at first sight. Oh. Il y a de cela bien longtemps. Il y a de cela bien longtemps. Mon amour pour toi n'a pas changé. Moi je t'aime toujours le même. S'il fallait recommencer, tu seras toujours mon bébé. C'est toi que moi je choisis. Tu es l'amour de ma vie. S'il fallait recommencer, tu seras toujours mon bébé. C'est toi que moi j'ai choisi. Tu es l'amour de ma vie. Didi, les mariés. God bless you. God bless. The next one is after a long time. We don't stay. Was love at first sight. Now it is today. My mommy agree you. My papa agree me. The thing be easy. I say no delay. Prends ma voiture baby now. Prends ma maison. Mon cœur t'appartient baby parce que j'ai mes raisons. Hey, prends ma voiture baby now. Prends ma maison. Mon cœur t'appartient baby parce que j'ai mes raisons. Je dis chérie, mon amour. Anything I go tell you, you be my boo. Anything I go do, hey, I do feel your love. If you do feel my love, if I got you by my side, like play, we go tight. I do feel your love. If you do feel my love, hey, the other one, of course. Brother, come, make we go. As the sister come, follow me. I say, mommy, come we go. I say, papa, come, follow me. Follow me to the place we go, baby. The matter, na mama, constellation, oh. You go bad, you know go easy for the DJ Skeeper go be there for add the ambience. We go come celebrate, yeah. We go come celebrate, yeah. We go come celebrate, we go come celebrate, yeah. SCA, good woman, you know go easy. Transglobal Alliance, SCA, good woman, he no go easy, say Transglobal. I really like the second verse of this song.
celebrate you. They don't come celebrate you. SCA. Even the ones from Europe, they don't come celebrate you. They don't come celebrate you. SCA. Members them from Yaoundé, members them from Douala, members them from Bamenda, members them from Boya. SCA, Kumanemo, Inogo East, Sikare, Transglobal Alliance.
Of course.
Tell him say me I still there. Trust the Lord and I still pray. I too faithful, I know the feel. Papa God they elevate me, I go the heal. Le bon Dieu il m'a sauvé. Grâce à ma foi je suis monté. Je ne mourrai pas, je vivrai. Car la droite de l'éternel est élevée. Go, put my music on the replay. Go, God bless you and DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't follow, we go give them. Say, put my music on a replay. God bless you, my DJ. For all the people where they feel say we don't follow, we go give them. Anytime they feel say we not still there, we go give them. Give them. Anytime they feel say we don't follow, we go give them. Give them. Anytime they feel say we don't pray, we go give them. Anytime the feel say we know still there, we go give them more. We go give them more. Say, we go give them. Hey, we go give them more. We go give them. Them try to put me down. My God says, see this clown. Smile for my face, knife for my back. Now God they give me clown. Like Regina way, he be touch Jesus down. Sing for your back, help for your face. DJ give me sound. Put my music on the replay. God bless you my DJ. For all the people where the feel say we don't the fail, we go give them. Put my music on the replay. God bless you my DJ.
You know, give them actually came faster. Before the song that was going to be released last year was this one, the last one I'll play for tonight. It's called Eternity, because I had a storyline. I started with Love at First Sight, and then after Love at First Sight they got married and we went to Feel Your Love. In the marriage I could feel your love. Eternity was just a continuation, saying that we will be together for eternity. So let me just put it in a zouk, because we've used that beat already. So, yep.
Say, am I loud enough? Listen, baby, for me, I love you and believe me, my heart is real. Come make we be. I go love you as long as you live, if only you greet me. Baby, I've been crying for so long, I've been praying for so long. Ever since I found you, girl, please don't keep me waiting. I've been waiting for so long, I've been trying for so long. Ever since I found you, girl, please don't keep me waiting. Listen, si c'est moi que tu aimes, baby, dis-le-moi. 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 Parce que c'est toi je me rêve pour l'éternité. C'est toi je me rêve pour l'éternité. Zouké. I love the second verse, listen. Ma chérie, tu sais très bien que moi je te kiffe. Pourquoi me faire souffrir? oui. Mandolo parce Kilimanjaro. Pourquoi ne pas me faire cadeau avec ton dolo? I've been waiting for so long. I've been trying for so long. Ever since I found you, girl. Please don't keep me waiting. I've been waiting for so long. I've been trying for so long. Ever since I found you, girl. Please don't keep me waiting. Si c'est moi que tu aimes, baby, dis-le-moi. Si c'est moi que tu aimes, baby, dis-le-moi. Parce que c'est toi que j'aimerais pour l'éternité. C'est toi que j'aimerais pour l'éternité. All right. That song is Eternity. I really wanted to give it to my people, but it's coming. After this one, you're gonna get Eternity. Show me some love for Gideon and I'll give you Eternity.
Eternity.
And he's gonna have another featuring. Oh.
You see? Excuse me, he's not playing. He's actually coming out there. We have to do that because we have to have that song, that Eternity.
I can confess the featuring for this one is gonna be Ex Malay and Mr. Leo. So at least, yes. Wow. But that other one, Gideon, I will not tell.
I'm not going to tell you which one is called. You see, that now you're trying to make a thing that this show will never end because you just mentioned Ex Malay. I love them. I love them. I love people. You can tell these are people who they have the music in their veins, in their DNA. They sing beautifully. That would be wonderful. I cannot wait for that to happen. So the future is bright. The future is bright. And that is, we just have to keep praying, and that everything goes smoothly because I see it and I see you. The day may soon even come when I say, hey, it's me. Oh. You remember, c'est ta mère. Oh. Whether you'll even have time to even pick the phone. Oh.
Ma mère restera ma mère. I'm not taking. Amen. I'm not giving my mother to anybody for even for cadeau.
I know. But thank you so much for being with us here. I lost count of time. I don't care if it's 2 hours that have gone by. It's always time with DJ Skeeper is time well spent. But I know you're a busy person. I need to let you go, and I will just close up this and say, hey, you've been listening to a fusion this time. The radio show is called Musings and Music. This is the first time that the two have been fused into one show. It's Musings and Music. We've talked to DJ Skeeper, and we've been glad to know what it is that he had to share. And believe it or not, he's the first dude to have come on the show. I've been interviewing ladies all this time. King Kong right there. That six pack is coming. I can see it.
Yep. Oh, trust me. Like I said, my next video.
It go back.
I'm working out thanks to my wonderful Reverend Pam. I'm working out. So
yes,
I have a coach now. So
there you go. Tell her I said hello and she's doing a good job.
All my people out there, please work out, make it happen because it's high time. So maybe before we go, I don't know if on your end you can look for my little Matthew. If you go to YouTube, you'll find Matthew.
Let me see.
Yeah.
So let me go back now to. You know what? I'm going to do this. I hope it doesn't mess up everything as I'm trying to do the search.
No, it's not going to mess up anything. If you go to, I don't think so. I think.
I don't know what I should be doing here. Let me.
Just go to YouTube, then search him first.
Okay. So I was already on YouTube, wasn't I? Wait, this is you, right? This is where I was before.
Yeah, let me see.
Can you press before I share? Or just share?
Let me see. Okay. No, I think, if you're on YouTube, look for Matthew Davido Fall. Just look for those three names.
I'm going to go ahead and do that, but
I know that might be the person whose name you wrote down, but let's just leave it.
Yes, oh no. But I want to try. I'm worried about what people end up saying, but I'm going to go ahead and look. Where was I? Okay, no, this was because I was in full screen.
Yeah, you are now on the, you are, so X out of this page, like go back.
Go back right here. Oh, because I'm on the...
I think what you want to do is stop sharing and look for it first.
That's what I should.
Yes.
I stopped the share. Now.
Yes. Go there on YouTube on that page.
If I minimize this, is it going to still be okay?
No, you minimize it. I can still see you. Your camera stays on.
Make sure that happens. I don't want to lose you. And then...
Go to YouTube. Look for Matthew with a double T. Matthew Davido Fall.
Okay. Yes, YouTube.
Matthew. You are still on my screen, just in case you were wondering. I can still see you.
Good, because I was wondering. Because now I only see Double T E.
Yes. Double THEW.
I got that part.
And then Davido, and then
Davido.
4.
David.
Maybe you bring out a cover that he did.
And then what is it? Fall, like FALL?
Yes, FALL, yes.
Okay. And let me hit that.
Do you see any young child in front of a microphone?
I do see that right here. This should be him, right? Oh, this should be
Yeah,
him.
so now you can share the screen.
Share. Okay. That was about to start right there. Come back to here.
So if you go to share,
This feels like class. Let's
no, you know.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
So
there
here
goes
we'll
my
have it.
Matthew.
There
Yes.
he is. Full screen, so I can hit the play button now and see.
That's my son.
DJ Skeeper. Defined Palava.
Body fall on you, banana fall on you, body fall on you, because I did love you too, eh? Body fall on you, banana fall on you,
Oh,
embarrassing fall on you, because I did love you too, eh? Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. I don't wanna be a grader no more. Yeah. I don't wanna be a grader no more. Mr. Ronaldo, I'm a Mr. Hey, what the title? Mr. Ronaldo, eh? I'm a Mr. Eh? Oh, eh. Bunny fall
oh
on
my
you,
goodness.
banana fall on you.
You can stop it at this point. It's okay.
How old was he at this point?
Matthew was
11?
7. That was 3 years ago. He was 7. When he was 7. So you can imagine what he has become now, you know.
That's barely even first grade.
Yes, he was 7. So Matthew is now, I can tell he will sing.
Yes, he's taking it so seriously, and he's following the beats as he's saying.
Yep.
I don't even want to say it. I don't. That's. I don't want to be a player no more. He knows the exact thing. You can tell he gets the music. He gets the
Yep.
music. Bless his
My
heart.
boy
He's
is
going to
good.
go in his father's footsteps. And as I said, if his father says he's going to be happy with it, whatever he chooses to do, which means the flip side, you're not going to be mad if he says he doesn't want to do it too and wants to do something else. You're going to be okay with it as well. DJ Skeeper, Jerry CLEO, thank you. Merci, mon fils.
Thank you so much. I brought my little towel to wipe. I thought I would do my own makeup here, but I don't need it. So thank you so much. And yeah.
No, you're very welcome. And for the listeners there who've been sitting there listening to us, this has been the Musings and Music Show on Vosaworld Radio. And I thank you all for listening. I know today you even came in more for my guest than you came in for me. Hey, that's my privilege. That's my privilege. And so anytime I see my ratings trying to tank, I'm going to go bring him back so that the ratings can go back up again, because he's just the best. So go ahead and have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead. God bless you all. So peace. I'll be calling you more. All right.
All right.
Take care then.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's go ahead here. And